propagandist outlet, Global Times, calling for the People's Liberation Army to prepare for military confrontations with the United States in the South China Sea. Our next guest, just appointed by President Trump to serve as a member of the National Security Education Board. We're joined by Sebastian Gorka. This is an ominous sort of warning. Are there any teeth to go with this kind of a bellicose remark?
If there were a military engagement, an overt one, not a covert one in terms of espionage or anything else, but an actual shooting war with China, they would lose very, very rapidly, and they know that. This is a paper tiger in terms of military capability. We have 12 nuclear aircraft carriers, and this president would take any military threat very seriously and crush those Chinese assets. But this is, the par for the course from Beijing. They have lost a huge strategic campaign with Huawei being banned from the 5G networks in the UK, which is thanks to the work of this National Security Council. Just today I was in the White House and I spoke to the people who convinced the British, and this is a big win for both the UK and the US.
To speak here today about what may prove to be the most important issue for our nation and the world in the 21st century, and that is the United States' response to the global ambitions of the Chinese Communist Party. The CCP rules with an iron fist over one of the great ancient civilizations of the world. It seeks to leverage the immense power, productivity, and ingenuity of the Chinese people to overthrow the rule-based international system and to make the world safe for dictatorship. How the United States responds to this challenge will have historic implications and will determine whether the United States and its liberal democratic allies will continue to shape their own destiny, or whether the CCP and its autocratic tributaries will control the future. As all of these examples should make clear, the ultimate ambition of China's rulers isn't to trade with the United States. It is to raid the United States. If you are an American business leader, appeasing the PRC may bring short-term rewards. But in the end, the PRC's goal is to replace you. The fundamental character of the regime has never changed. As its ruthless crackdown of Hong Kong demonstrates once again, China is no closer to democracy today than it was in 1989 when tanks confronted pro-democracy protesters in Tiananmen Square. It remains an authoritarian, one-party state in which the Chinese Communist Party wields absolute power, unchecked by popular elections, the rule of law, or an independent judiciary. The CCP surveils its own people and assigns them social credit scores, employs an army of government censors, tortures dissidents, and persecutes religious and ethnic minorities, including 1 million Uyghurs detained in indoctrination and labor camps. If what happened in China stayed in China, that would be bad enough. But instead of America's changing China, China is leveraging its economic power to change America. The CCP's campaign to compel ideological conformity does not stop at China's borders. Rather, the CCP seeks to extend its influence around the world, including on American soil. All too often, for the sake of short-term profits, American companies have succumbed to that influence, even at the expense of freedom and openness in the United States. Sadly, examples of American business bowing to China are
美方的这些言论，不管是真的还是假的，我们无从核实。你们也可以去问问美国官方去求证一下。但是如果这样的话是属实的话，我觉得是非常令人可悲的。美国作为最强大的国家，它还剩下什么？它想给世界留下什么样的印象？我们希望美国呢不要再做这种有违、不尊重国际关系基本准则，也无助于维护它自身大国形象、信誉。
你就咋子了？那你这咋子了？喂，看我这个人像有的。
赶快点！妈妈扶下！赶快，香了喊呐，气象喊呐！赶快点！拉后头，我比你娃儿那个，赶快把拉下，拉几块。
部有关负责人说，我们已经建成了比较完备的水利防洪工程体系，即便发生1998年那样的洪水，也有能力应对。这话说得有底气。